Sitting 8th in a 9-team competition isn't ideal, and it's all too familiar territory for Peel Thunder. President John Ditchburn has watched his side once again fail to meet on-field expectations, but is adamant Peel's 17th year in the WAFL has been its most significant.
Well, John, thanks for your time. It's been one full year of alignment with the Fremantle Dockers. How have you seen it in your eyes?
Michael, thanks for coming down. It's been challenging. I think there's been some issues along the way that we have addressed and a few more that we'll need to address as time goes by. But I think in general it's been a good thing for our club, and we're looking forward for the partnership to continue over the next few years.
Is the club in a better spot right now than you were 12 months ago?
I think so.
How so?
I think our competitiveness on the field has been far better than it has been in previous years. Our crowds are up by an average of 200 and something per game, so that's a great benefit for our club. Our interest on game day at our functions and all that has been larger than normal, so off the field I think the partnership has been really good for our club.
One of the issues East Perth had to deal with was a bit of backlash from some of their members. Have you guys had to deal with anything like that?
Oh, I think that's a fair call. I think our membership numbers this year are actually down slightly on last year, but we've done a ring around to all those members that haven't renewed. There's been a few that have said it's because of the partnership and they barrack for West Coast, so they're not going to stay involved in our football club, which can understand. But as you know, with our club, most of our supporters and members of this football club have actually been members of other WAFL clubs previously. It's only 17 years in existence, and some of our kids coming through now that are 17 and 18 have grown up with our club, but we all barracked for someone else in the WAFL previously, so it's probably a little bit easier for ours to go back to some other clubs. What
are the major differences between East Perth's Eagles aligned list and the Peel Thunder Dockers aligned list?
I don't think there's a lot of difference in the AFL lists themselves. I think East Perth are probably where they are on the ladder because they may have more A-grade players of their own than we do at the moment.
They've definitely got a lot of WAFL experienced players as well. We've probably got 3 or 4, and they've probably got 6 or 7, and some good guys playing reserves footy as well. So I think that's what we need to aim to get to, is sort of build a healthy WAFL list as well that we can top up the Fremantle list.
I think as you see their local players leave, it'll even out the competition even more for them to be on top of the ladder and us to be on the bottom. It sort of doesn't correlate, but it's obviously to do with the quality of our local product. We probably have half a dozen or 4 or 5 A-graders. They may have 8 or 9.
Our charter is to make sure that we build our own development of our own players here and give opportunity to the young people in our zone and to the boys coming up from the Colts, and we've done that this year. Hancock, Winton and Walsh probably will play in the next couple of weeks. So the younger players here will get opportunity, and we want that to be the basis for us to build.
There's the planned review of the alignment model at the end of the year. What are some of the creases that you want ironed out?
There definitely needs to be some more contact with our players and their players.
What happened there?
After 1 week, due to geographically challenged, I think some of the Freo players were starting at 7 a.m. on a Thursday and then to have to come down here for a meeting at 7 o'clock. The days they said were too long for them, so we would like, if it's not the Thursday when we train, we'd like it to be a review on a Monday or another day where their players actually can walk through some of the things that our players do in ruck work, in kick-outs, in forward structures and all that.
Well, a normal week for us is revision or rehab on a Monday and revision Tuesday. The Dockers coaches come down on a Thursday night and help out with our game style and a bit more vision on Thursday. And then we have the coaches and all the players come down on a Saturday. So we don't really get to see the players until Saturday morning.
You're pretty much seeing them once a week, game day. So you've got to be able to click and have that sort of connection straight up. And obviously it took us a fair bit of time to get that. But, we've done things throughout the year. We've trained on buys together. We've, had brekkie, stuff like that, just to try to get a better connection with the group. And I think the later half of the year, we've probably won 2 or 3 out of our last 6. We've been pretty competitive, so I think we get to know each other's game a lot better, and obviously we've played together a lot more as well.
As head coach, Cam Shepherd splits his time between Fremantle's headquarters and Bendigo Bank Stadium. The week is spent working with the Dockers development coaches, Simon Lloyd, Roger Hayden and Mark Webb. Game plans, structures and this week's focus are all made crystal clear prior to game day.
In the coaching box on any given week, there's myself obviously as senior coach. I've got Mark Tilbury and Jason Caniglia, who are my assistants down here, and we've got support with Simon Lloyd when Fremantle aren't playing away. We've got Roger Hayden and Mark Webb giving us support, and everyone's got a particular role on game day.
Just a handful of wins so far this season. Do you feel like the team has underperformed at all?
Yes. I think if you had to ask anyone at this club at the start of the year, where do you sit with win-loss ratio? Not that that's a KPI at this football club, but I think with the talent that you probably see come through of our owner, the Freo, that we expected more wins than the 4 we have at the moment.
The lack of success, there must be some frustrated fans. I guess, do you have a message for them?
I think our fans have been fantastic for 17 years. We have had no success except the 2 Colts premierships. They've stuck by us, and I think they've seen this year a little bit of improvement in the competitiveness, and no doubt if they hang around for another year or 2, they'll certainly see Peel play finals for the first time.